Hello again folks, it's Adge once again. We're here with part 2 of Gone with the Headwind. In part 1 we successfully produced and shipped these sweets in a vain attempt to impress Scarlett O'Hara. Didn't work, so now we've had to up our game and we have to start producing jewellery. Now it took a bit of time to have a look around and decide where best to produce the jewellery because it needs to be shipped to Louisville. In the end I opted for Nashville, so I'm running a line from Montgomery to Nashville now. Then it's going to be a case of connecting up the 3 industries required to produce jewellery, which are gold, which we have here, coal, which is just here, and leather, which we are producing in Nashville, but we can feed with cattle from here. Once they're linked up, it's a case of dropping them off into Louisville and then growing Louisville to a population of 80,000, as well as achieving a quarterly profit of 2 million. So, I've planned out the railway to Nashville. It'll cost 187,000, which is fine. We might be able to actually reduce that a little bit with some track markers along the way. Let's just have a look-see. So we brought it down to 180. That'll do. So, I could issue a bond and pay for it outright right now, but I am also mindful of the fact my economy grows pretty quickly and I do need the money to buy an industry spot in Nashville, so I'm going to wait. Didn't have to wait long, as you saw, thanks to the strong economy we've established in the early part of the scenario. So we need 164 again. Look at that, it's climbing pretty quickly, so we don't have to wait around too long. We have a connection bonus here for 210, so I want to go ahead and grab that. Just get a small station. And just run a cheap line in like that. So that's took me to 250. My track is now in place between these 2 cities.
This darn technology throws a wrench in the works too often, doesn't it?
We're going to need a few supply towers on this run, so we'll put 3 down. And then we can start running trains between the 2 cities. I'm going to go for 6 trains, just because of the distance between the 2 cities.
Chin up, sweetie. There's no such thing as happiness.
So that is 5. That is 6. So, currently have a population of 22,000. We need to grow that to 40,000 quickly in order to open up the industry slot as quickly as we can. So with that in mind, I'm going to start linking up some of these nearby industries in an effort to help encourage growth. We'll want a supply tower. And then we want to run some trains in. And we'll go for 3. Okay, next. See, there's no point connecting the coal or the gold at this point because there's no demand for those resources. Now we can bring in some corn from just here. In fact, let's dual track this. There we go. We'll run 2 trains there to start with.
Did you bring your big wallet with you?
So that's that connected. We have a very easily accessible bonus here, which we would be idiots to pass up. However, I do need to be mindful. Yes. Yes, I want to be mindful of the fact that I do need a line that will run from Nashville to Louisville, so that's why I've put an extra station spot in place already to give us some extra leeway. Let's get a couple of maintenance buildings into the city. So we're up to 25,000. Let's have a look at the demands. Wheat. Big time demand for wheat and logs. Where's the nearest wheat industry? Looks like this one. Indeed, I believe it is that one. So then, let's just go ahead and do it. Now obviously I'm hopeful that all this track I'm just running across industries and cities isn't going to cause me trouble later on. But we shall see. That's the joy of playing it for the first time. You never know what's going to happen. So, regardless, we soldier on. And then we need 151,000 for that track. So that's 2 trains bringing in wheat. I'm going to wait for them trains just to get a little bit further along the way, and then I'm going to add some more. Probably another one at least. The reason I'm letting them space out is so we have a more constant flow of wheat into the city. So I say once this first one hits, say here, this little stretch, that's when I want to go ahead and add my third. There we go. The next demand you want to be satisfying here is this demand for logs. Now, for convenience sake, I'm going to piggyback him onto this line. Okay, so let's send off our trains loaded with logs. That's one.
Look, one of your trains is broken down.
Pin some more maintenance buildings around the place. That's already got one, okay. So our log train is almost ready to merge onto the main line. When that happens, I will introduce our second train. There we go. Okay, what's our time looking like? Not too bad. I'm going to go ahead and put a bid in on that gold mine.
Congratulations. You've bought
The next thing I want to do is prepare the coal and the gold for shipment. Now, don't expect those trains to start leaving the station yet, because there's no demand for coal. However, as soon as there is, they're ready to go. Now, what I need to do here is find the best way through all this terrain. Now that's not the most elegant of lines, but it's functional to a point. We have a connection bonus for Scarlett. So once I've laid this track down, I'm going to go ahead and take advantage of that.
Upping your game, huh?
By doing the cheap trick of just connecting it to the line. Again, I don't think these trains are going to start rolling out yet, but this way everything is in position. The next thing I want to do is
Sure, go ahead. Build a station right in the middle of my city.
do that. Do not need that connected anymore now that I have the bonus, but at least I have the station there later if I ever need it. So then this line is prepared, and at least with this one, the trains that we put down will at least be making us some profit while we wait for Nashville to expand. So let's put a supply tower there, sorry, there, and there. No, thank you. And I'm going to opt for 6 trains, which means 2 from each direction. So we have we need to bring grain, cattle, wood, and corn. So I think the best way to do that is to use a warehouse, because we've only got the one station to play with. So we have cattle, we have logs, we have corn, we have milk there, wheat. Yeah, we have to look a little further afield for a supply of wheat. In fact, I think that's the closest one, which is a pity.
Did you bring your big wallet with you?
But if that's the way it is, then that's the way it is. Okay, right, quickly get the goldsmith. Right there. And then we can expand it. Get his production output increased. While that's ticking away, we'll go ahead and get ourselves a warehouse. Just say there. we'll add extra platforms onto these two industries. So that means we can tap into them without disturbing this other cities that are already connected up. So that's two industries hooked up. So let's make sure they are accepting those goods. There. Corn next.
You're constantly expanding your business, huh?
So that's 76,000 for that line. Let's place that one in. Now I want to start running trains on these lines here. So that means first of all we need to double the tracks. There we go. Put a couple of supply towers on these new lines. And then let's start filling them up. I think for these two, for the start, 2 trains is plenty. Next we want to put our parallel track onto this line. That's our signals all set up. Our supplies in place. And a maintenance building along the line. Oops. And again, to start with, we shall just run with 2 trains, filling up the warehouse. Then we want to start trains running the goods that we're accumulating into Louisville, so we can start to see some initial growth. These want to be fully loaded naturally. I think 4 should be enough to not cause any dramas. So what else do you want? we've done that, we've done that, we've done that. Wheat. And let's say vegetables. So we need to hook this wheat up, as it's the only supply nearby. And even then, it's not really that nearby either. There we go. So now we can start loading the warehouse full of wheat. I'm going to have 6 trains for the wheat. I'm also going to pick up this sugar. Since it is literally right there. And we'll have 3 trains of sugar. Let's go ahead and connect the milk up as well, since there's a connection bonus for it. And we'll have 2, because it's quite close to the city. Two, there we go. Okay, I think that'll do it for episode 2. These 2 are in good nick, but we need to really kick on and grow Louisville as quickly as we can. If we could get that wheat brought in quicker, that would help. But sadly, it's all the way down here and there's little we can do about it. Apart from wait for the trains to arrive. Which, to be fair, they are now on their way. But I am going to buy it. Because I can then manually increase its level, like so. that'll increase its output per week, so hopefully the trains will be
Congratulations. You've
in and out a bit quicker. Okay, so yeah, I will pick it up in part 3. Hopefully it won't be a very short episode, and by that I mean hopefully we do grow Louisville by the end of next year. But we shall see. Everything else is shaping up okay. No real concerns yet, but obviously we don't know what's around the corner with our next objectives once we hopefully meet these 3, so that remains to be seen. I'm sure it's going to be something fun. Anyway guys, thanks for watching as always. Feel free to like, comment and subscribe if you feel the urge to do so. And hopefully I shall see you in episode 3. Thanks guys.